March 14th, 2022. I am Kevin Thomas, and you are listening to the King of Afternoon Drive Radio. So, are you ready, Clemaniacs? If so, then let's give it up for Clem in the PM.
Yes. Welcome back, Clemaniacs. It's been a minute. Wow, the Plimsolls getting us started here on a Monday edition of the Clem in the PM. There was no Friday edition. Our man Kevin was down. Took a few days to relax, get himself up and running, feeling better. So we were not here Friday to give you the end of the week edition. We'll double up on the radiotherapy today. Yes. All hail, we are back. Yes. Monday, what a weekend. Beautiful. Weekend spent with the family. We had a little corned beef last night. I know St. Patty's Day is Thursday, but we had it early because the family, it's hard to get them together during the week with all the activities going on. My wife once again made a beautiful corned beef, cabbage, potatoes, all that stuff dinner. Good. I mean, it was good. It was really good. I'm saying it was really good, but I'm glad it's only once a year. It's just not my thing. But the weekend is my thing, and it was another great one. Time to recharge, refocus, slow it down a little bit, and then restart the week here on a Monday in Clemville. Yes. How's everybody feeling? How was everybody's weekend? You're here with us on WRCR AM 1700 or WRCR.com, tuning in via the internet. And possibly your smart speaker, just like, hey, Alexa, play WRCR. Boom. There it is, just like that. Technology. We are at your fingertips. So you are now in Clemville, ready to start the week off. And what a better place to be from 3 to 5 than here in Clemville with Clem, your fellow Clemaniacs. Join us on the YouTube. Like our Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Join us here in the YouTube land. Kevin, how are you feeling? Another great show. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling better. My voice still seems a little bit, but feeling better now. Yeah.
Good. A little extra rest goes a long way. So we're glad that you're back. Yeah, I'm assuming you did Lou's show on Saturday.
Yeah, I did. It was important for me to get back into it right away. I took a COVID test just in case, and it was negative, so I felt all right to come in. Good. So, how did that show go on Saturday? What did you guys talk about? Well, we talked mainly about electric vehicles and just just electric usage, and it was a pretty good show. I think each show we're getting into a rhythm, and it's getting better and better. So tune in 1 to 3 Saturdays. I dare you. I wish I would have tuned in. I don't know why I didn't. I must have been doing something, but I would have liked to have called in because they have a story here. An electric car went on fire, actually. There was an accident. The car just shut down, caused an accident. Then the car went on fire. Firefighters had a tough time putting out the fire because of the lithium battery. I guess it had some sort of... Right. Yeah, right. It was very, very challenging for the firefighters. So I would have liked to have asked Lou his thoughts on that, but we'll catch up one of these days. So we are back here in Clemville. Kevin is feeling well. You got him on the good prior to us. And I don't believe she's back. I mean, is Patty Finn? Should I ask? I haven't heard anything yet, so I assume no. She would have told me if she was going to be on today. I'm sure she's on winter recess. I heard somebody asking Jeff about the St. Patty's Day parade. It was supposed to go down last year, but because of COVID, the parade got canceled. Patty and I were actually going to host that event. Would have been a good time. This year, it's always nice if, your hometown radio station can be at an event like this. I mean, the second largest St. Patty's Day parade, I believe, in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, maybe just in the East Coast behind New York's, but nonetheless, a huge gathering. Would be great to have RCR there just interviewing the politicians, the VIPs, the notaries, and, obviously everybody else marching in that huge parade. So we'll see, maybe a last minute get together
And you will have RCR there at the event. And if not, the event will go on, and so will RCR. But I'm just saying, it's an event like these where you have to see the hometown radio station there. Alrighty, we are back here, and I am ready to administer that radiotherapy that you come here for. All right, Clemaniacs, stay tuned. Little commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hudson Valley News, informative programs, and your favorite music. We're Radio Unscripted, AM 1700, WRCR, and WRCR.com.
We all want to live healthier lives and make good decisions. Join me, Carrie Potter, on the second Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. for House Calls, a health series brought to you by Good Samaritan Hospital. Each show will feature a different health topic and specialist. Your calls and questions are welcome. That's the second Thursday of the month at 5 p.m. for House Calls, brought to you by Good Samaritan Hospital. Advancing care here.
Welcome to WRCR 1700 on your AM dial. I am Sonia Burgos Cranage, an attorney with the law firm of Sickle and Hicks, located in Suffern, New York. I will be your host on the third Thursday of the month at 9:30 in the morning, and it will be Senior Moments with Sonia. Yes, the third Thursday, Senior Moments with Sonia. Our firm is reaching out to the senior community in Rockland County because many of the senior groups cannot interact in person with speakers. Protect yourself and protect your assets through legal documents. And I hope you join us on the third Thursday of Senior Moments with Sonia.
Buying a home is one of the largest investments you'll ever make in a lifetime. Not sure how much money to put down, what budget to set for buying a home, how to pre-qualify for your mortgage. Join Ann Zeilengold every Thursday at 7:15 a.m. on Mortgage Matters, where Ann will answer your questions and give you tips about the mortgage process. Ann Zeilengold is Vice President of FM Home Loans and has over 27 years' experience specializing in residential mortgages. Don't miss the show every Thursday morning at 7:15 right here on WRCR AM 1700, Radio Unscripted, and WRCR.com. Visit Ann at her website, AnnZeilengold.com, or call 354-9700. That's 354-9700.
Parkinson's is one of the fastest growing diseases in the world, with over 1 million people in the United States and over 60,000 diagnosed each year. Hi, I'm Susan Lust, co-director of the Parkinson's Wellness Project and host of Learn to Move, Move to Learn. On March 15th, our show will feature Dr. Shannon O'Neill, licensed psychologist with the Mount Sinai Health System. We will discuss the impact of chronic health and emotions on your mental health. Join us. Your calls and questions are welcome on Learn to Move, Move to Learn, March 15th at 9:30 a.m. A portion of this show is made possible by support from Acadia Pharmaceuticals. To learn more about PWP, visit our website at parkinsonswellnessproject.org.
Now let's take a look at the roads with Hudson Valley traffic.
We've got the usual delays here on the Hutch northbound starting at the New England Thruway in the Bronx. I would say your average speed is about 10 to 15 miles an hour up to the Cross County, and then more delays after Webster Avenue and North Avenue on the northbound side of the Hutch. So far, so good on 287 through White Plains. So far, so good on the Tappan Zee. I do want to alert you to an overturned vehicle, though, in New City, Route 304 northbound at Leonia Avenue. Expect lane closures there. It's a flipped over vehicle. Traffic sponsored by DuckDuckGo. Tired of being tracked online? DuckDuckGo can help. They help millions of people like you take control of their personal information online. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers, all for free. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. And from the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm Chris Majet.
Weather for tonight. Mostly cloudy with the low around 37 degrees. For Tuesday, partly sunny with a high near 61 degrees. For Tuesday night, partly cloudy with the low around 40. For Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 62 degrees. For Thursday, a 30% chance of rain, otherwise mostly cloudy with a high near 61. And for Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 70 degrees. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 55.
All righty. Did I hear high of almost 70? That's what I want to hear. This winter, if I could know that future winters would be like this winter, I wouldn't get Scrooge like when winter comes. Like I resent like the cold. I'm thinking it's gonna snow. I'm all Scrooge like. But knowing that we made it through this winter, I don't know, with maybe 3 feet of snow altogether, it's beautiful. It seemed every time it snowed, it was gone in a day or two. So we're almost there. I don't want to speak too early. I know, when I had Sweet Pete's, I opened up in early March. Come St. Patty's Day, boom, we had like a snowstorm, 17 feet of green snow. It was insane. Those leprechauns up there. So, let's hope that we are closer to spring. But when I hear almost 70, I get that good feeling that we are just about there. I got a T-shirt on today. I love it. I love T-shirts, shorts. Not have to worry about my winter hat, thermals. God, I'm getting fat. My thermals are starting to fit me like shorts. They're like the bathing suits people used to wear in the 50s, like that came up like right below their ankles. It's crazy. Like I'm wearing 3/4 thermals now. That's insane. And you think thermals are flexible, like pliable, stretchy? No. I look like a whale in thermals. It's crazy how much. That's all right. Oh. Anyway, what a beautiful weekend. Really, I love the family time. Just me and my wife getting caught up on that Cobra Kai. We had some time put aside, watched some TV, got some episode under our belt. Good stuff. So before I get too far into the show, blue's always been my favorite color. And I tell you that we stand with the blue no matter what. I can go on and on about bad stories in every field. Bad apples. I'm not going to spend the time doing that. I'm going to just say this is once again officers doing their job, and a madman fires upon them in Missouri, killing two of the, severely injuring two of the officers who are expected to make recovery. The other one is in some bad shape, and one just passed away. Officer Jake Reed. So, again, it's a sad state of affairs. Criminals walking the streets. I have a story. 47 crimes. I think, when you go through school, they should tell you, if you're going to end up being a criminal, you get 10 crimes. And then that's it. You spend the rest of your life in jail. 47 crimes roaming the streets. This guy, too, who shot these officers. All these career criminals who just roam the streets. If they were locked up for good, stuff like this would be minimized. I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but it would be minimized. Very sad for the police officer community, the men and women who don that badge, wear the blue. Really rough times. I was in Dunkin' Donuts this morning, as a matter of fact. Not in my normal Dunkin' Donuts. My daughter called me, Dad, you have time to go to Dunkin' Donuts? I was actually working, but I said, all right, listen, I'm in the area, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I'll be able to get home in time, whatever. I did. And I'm glad I actually went to a different Dunkin' Donuts because I saw this gentleman, an officer who works in the city. I used to see a lot more of him when I had Sweet Pete's. But since it burnt down and we haven't rebuilt it yet, haven't seen him as much, but I saw him this morning. We caught up. And, being a cop in the city, I asked him, I said, are the streets as bad as they say it is? He says, Pete, it's even worse. Even worse. So we pray once again for the family of these officers. Two that are recovering. Rick Hershey, he was shot. He's in stable condition. Jake Reed, his family has donated his organs. So, it's just a crazy situation. And then Captain William Davis, who not only shot the suspect, and he was injured himself, but he shot and killed the suspect. More people would have been killed if not for his heroic actions. But I just tell you that I'll always pray for the police. I'll always stand behind them, and so should everybody else. It's a world of violence, and criminals are now roaming the streets like it's like a game. They know that they know it. They can go out. They can be free to commit crime again. And they go to jail to be lessened, and they get out. They'll cry that they got the cooties in jail, and somehow they'll be let out. So if you're in a police officer family, you're married to one, your family, it's a cousins, uncles, somebody, we pray for them. We hope that they leave for work every day and they come home for work every day. Just like a guy going to his corporate job, a guy going to a teaching job, a janitorial job, working as a TIA, as a, whatever. Most people go to work, they don't have to fear for their life. But police officers, sadly, they do. Very tough times and uncertainty with all these bail reform laws. I wish somebody would step up, a politician would step up and spearhead change. Byrne checking in, all hail, she's at Dunkin' Donuts. What I really could use right now is a chocolate frosted donut. I haven't had a chocolate frosted donut in a long time. I got one yesterday. I was up early. Customer said, "Hey, Pete, we're moving into this house in Nyack." Oh, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. My fault. We're selling. The new homeowners aren't in yet. The house is vacant. We got to get the chimney cleaned. I said, those times don't match. I could clean it on the weekend. You want to leave the key? Sure, we'll leave you the key, Pete. I went there yesterday morning, 5:30. I was cleaning the chimney at 5:30. Then I went to Dunkin', got a cup of coffee, another cup of coffee, a donut, chocolate frosted donut. It took me back to the school days. That was my donut. The chocolate frosted, the vanilla frosted, those were the days. So let's move on. Sad stories, though. I mean, when you hear police getting shot, very sad. So I talk about sad story. For you wrestling fans, Scott Hall. If you're a wrestling fan, obviously, I say Scott Hall, you know who I'm talking about. He went in for surgery, hip replacement surgery, and during complications during that surgery, he suffered 3 heart attacks and was put on life support. His family made the decision to pull him off life support. Very sad news. He had dealt with cardiac issues, which caused him to get a defibrillator and a pacemaker implanted in his chest. So sad news to the NWO community, the wrestling community at large. And, in other news, in other wrestling news, if you're a wrestling fan, I don't know if you saw this or not, but Big E, during last Friday's episode of SmackDown, during the opening match, the former WWE champion landed on his head while taking a suplex outside of the ring. During the match, Ridge Holland delivered a belly-to-belly suplex to Big E outside of the ring. Big E did not fully rotate to his back and instead took the bump square on top of his head. He appeared to be injured and laid motionless after laying on the ground. Medical personnel immediately were attending to Big E. The good thing is this, Big E was able to share a video from his hospital bed saying that he can move all his digits. That's always a good thing. He did, however, break his neck. That's why we know when people, including myself, when we say wrestling is fake, we have to take into consideration that although it's not real fighting, the moves themselves are dangerous enough where you see, I mean, that somebody in the act of just wrestling, practicing his moves, can suffer a tragic accident and have a broken neck now to deal with. So Big E says, I can move all my digits. It's always a good thing. Strength feels fine, but unfortunately right now they tell me my neck is broken. I'll be all right. I'll be good. Don't worry. Now, I don't know. It's just me. Like, again, I'm not a doctor. I only inject radiotherapy. You don't need a license or medical degree. Just the ability to blab for 2 hours. Now, when I think broken, like, if you let's just say you put your arm straight out and you broke your elbow. You're like your arm would just dangle down. You broke like your forearm in half. It would dangle down at the break, you know? So like when I picture broken neck, I picture just a head like hanging down. Like, you know, you can't lift up your head because your neck is broken. So it could either be hanging sideways all the way or backwards all the way, forward all the way, because your neck is broken. I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on. I just know that this guy got a broken neck. So for those of us, maybe, we should tone down our rhetoric when we're saying the wrestling is fake. Again, not real fighting, not UFC, mixed martial arts, but nonetheless, it is as dangerous as any other form of sport or entertainment, if you want to call it that. So our prayers go out to Big E, who, you know, again, a little busy with the wrestling news. We had a lost life. Scott, famous wrestlers who have, you know, been in the news the last few days. Scott Hall, obviously a legend, and Big E, former champion himself. I don't know if I'd put Big E on that same pedestal as Scott Hall. And this is past my wrestling time. I don't claim to be a wrestling aficionado. Back in the 80s, that was my time. I'll take anybody on from the 80s. But, you know, I do know Scott Hall, very, very famous wrestler. And Big E, obviously, if you were the champion, then people know you. So it's not like just happening to some no-names. I mean, a former champion out there doing his moves and cracked his neck. So if you're thinking about being a wrestler, boys and girls, it's not just fun entertainment, wearing fancy robes and saying, woo! All right? A lot of danger comes with that. You know, it's slamming down. You know, even on a good day, golly, you got to have some aches and pains. Get chucked, tossed, body slammed, suplexed, thrown into the turnbuckle. I mean, you got to give these men and women credit. They are athletes and entertainers. Razor Ramon, is that it? Razor Ramon. Burgermeister giving us a little insight. Razor Ramon, yes, Kevin.
Yeah, I've got Rosemary on the line.
Transistor, what's going on?
Hi, what a wonderful but sad monologue. Excuse me. I just wanted to tell you, I'm not a medical person, but I believe, I'm always confused when they say somebody broke their neck. It depends on, I think, what part of the vertebrae they fall down on. and the lower it is, you have more movement, but the higher it is toward the back of the neck, then it gets more complications, I believe. That's all I wanted to say.
No, I appreciate you calling in, doctor. No worries. Thank you. I don't know either. I just know that broken neck scares me. I hear broken neck, and I don't know. I get the willies. Like, it's not like, broken finger, broken toe. I mean, broken neck just sounds so severe. All right, we'll take a quick break. Don't forget, at 4:20, we got a lot to talk about with my man Oliver. I mean, I don't want to get into none of it until we get my man on, but we got a lot to talk about at 4:20. Take a quick one. We'll be right back.
If it concerns the Hudson Valley, it concerns us. AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
This is Lou Young with a new type of radio reality for the new year. Every week we'll spend 2 enlightening hours together learning to recognize the profound and permanent changes taking place all around us. Look, the planet is in full revolt and we need a plan. Climates change. Species disappear. Viruses rampage, and we're told our primary value is to consume and ignore. This is a wake-up call to action. The signs are everywhere, and the solution is between our ears and in our hearts. Tough Times with Lou Young, Saturdays on WRCR, 1 to 3 p.m. Join us. I dare you.
Hi, I'm Roxanne Watson, inviting you to join us every Wednesday morning at 9:15 a.m. for Michael's Gifts, a weekly program that focuses on organ donation and patient advocacy. I will be taking your calls and share real-life stories. This show is dedicated in honor of my donor, Michael Boville, United States Coast Guard, and his amazing family. That's Michael's Gifts, every Wednesday at 9:15 a.m. Michael's Gifts is sponsored by Live On New York.
Roxanne Watson is on a mission to have more people sign up as organ, eye, and tissue donors.
Are you an organ donor?
What drives her? Roxanne received a heart transplant made possible by an organ donor.
I decided that day to devote myself to signing up the most people in the United States.
Now she's a powerful force for good.
That's my goal.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Did you know that March is Women's History Month? Hi, I'm Claire Sheridan of the Historical Society of Rockland County. Tune in to the next episode of Crossroads of Rockland History on Monday, March 21st, right after the morning show, when we'll turn our attention to the women of South Mountain Road. Like their male counterparts, these gifted artists and intellectuals deserve a prominent place in the history of American arts and letters. We'll find out who they were and what they accomplished with my guest, Susan Deek, the Executive Director of the Historical Society of Rockland County. I hope you'll tune in at Monday, March 21st at 9:30 a.m. right here on WRCR. Crossroads of Rockland History is a program of the Historical Society of Rockland County. Visit our website to learn about our exhibitions, events, and programs. That's rocklandhistory.org, or call us at 845-634-9629. That's rocklandhistory.org, or 845-634-9629.
Now let's take a look at the road with Hudson Valley traffic.
Good afternoon. Delays in Scarsdale are on the Hutch northbound from Weaver Street to Mamaroneck Road. 287 has delays westbound from Route 22 to routes 119 and 100. And then we have a crash reported on 9A southbound just near Route 134. Across the Tappan Zee Bridge, a little bit of volume building. Looks like it's a pretty good ride on 84 across the Newburgh Beacon Bridge, Poughkeepsie Mid-Hudson. No problems. This report sponsored by Taco Bell. You could live in a time loop where every day is Friday and boldly seasoned Mexican spiced nacho fries with warm nacho cheese sauce never leave the menu. But you don't have to. Nacho fries are back. Get them today, the next day, and the day after that at participating Taco Bell locations near you for a limited time only. From the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm Amy Salerno.
weather for tonight. Mostly cloudy with the low around 37 degrees. For Tuesday, partly sunny with a high near 61 degrees. For Tuesday night, partly cloudy with the low around 40. For Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 62 degrees. For Thursday, a 30% chance of rain, otherwise mostly cloudy with a high near 61. And for Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 70 degrees. That's the weather forecast for WRCR. I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 55.
Some thread. Got down on my knees, grabbed my pen and bowed my head. Tried to summon all that my heart finds true and send it in my letter to you. I found out through hard times and good. I wrote them all out in ink and blood. Dug deep in my soul and signed my name true and sent it in my letter to you. The dark evening stars and the morning sky of blue, and I sent it in my letter to you, and I sent it in my letter to you. In my letter to you, I took all my fears and doubts. In my letter to you, all the hard things I found out. In my letter to you, all that I found true, and I sent it in my letter to you. I sent it in my letter to you.
Yes, the boss. That's the new boss right there. Recent boss, not brand new boss. Recent boss. In the letter. I like that tune. I like that tune. I like Bruce Springsteen. He's been around for a long time. Keeps playing some of that good music. All right, we are back here. 845-429-1700 is the phone number. So talk about boss. Check out this story. I mean, people, I told you, everybody crazy. It just depends what level of crazy. This, you would think that your boss is not as crazy as you. They're your boss. Whether he or she, it's your boss. You know you're nuts, but you're like, all right, it's my boss. You know, my boss isn't as nuts. But I don't know. I mean, look, check this story out. A former Texas elections administrator is accused of giving her employees colon cleanse and getting them to drink it under the guise that it was an energy drink. Denise Hernandez, who worked for Smith County, pleaded guilty on March 9th to 2 counts of assault causing bodily injury stemming from the incident. Employees supervised by Hernandez told police that Hernandez, their supervisor, offered a cup of pink liquid, which she told them was Spark energy drink. When they drank it, she started laughing and saying, "Ah, ha, ha, you just drank colon cleanser," and saying it in a childish manner. I mean, it's totally wrong. But this is where I'm like, oh, here we go. The employees felt stomach pain due to the cleanse. They were concerned about it due to prior medical conditions and felt embarrassed. One employee who drank the colon cleanse, she was afraid to say anything because the boss was bullying her. She didn't want to lose her job. Another employee said that Hernandez made frequent fun of them. She has to do 18 months probation and 80 hours of community service. I think they should make her do that community service after she drinks a quart of colon cleanse. You know what I'm saying? Like, let her pick up garbage off the highway after she drinks a quart of colon cleanse. With no stick either. She has to bend over. You know, when you bend over, you start to put into those rectal muscles. You know, the rectum muscles come into play when you bend over, so increasing the chance of any bowel movement. So that should be her punishment. But I'm just saying, like, also, it's like, oh my God, I had prior symptoms. I'm going to sue you for $42 billion. Like, granted, I understand they're entitled, to something, and she's a schmuck. But all of a sudden, you hired a lawyer who's going to, remember, you had stomach issues. Now you can't eat. We need to sue for $47 million to make sure you could be spoon-fed the rest of your life, and that would be with Silver Spoon, some of the finest restaurants. That's all I'm saying is, though, don't take this to the next level. You drank a colon cleanse. Everybody drinks. I even have some colon cleanse right here on my desk. Look, right here in front of me. I mean, this is part of the colon cleanse, the milk of magnesia. I got the Dulcolax laxatives. I could put these in people's brownies if I wanted to. I don't know. Maybe I will. But it's not the end of the world because they drank some colon cleanse. But imagine that, your boss. Spikes. You're drinking. Talk about Spike. Did you hear about those West Point cadets? Very sad. Very sad. West Point cadets went to a spring break in New York, a rental home. They were, 4 of them ingested cocaine that was laced with fentanyl. All of a sudden, they were overdosing. 3 other cadets were there. They weren't taking cocaine, but when they performed CPR, they came into contact with the fentanyl, so they were now put into the hospital. So 6 were hospitalized. The 7th fell ill later. And detectives did arrest somebody based on phone numbers off of the phones, and they were able to ascertain that this was the culprit, and they arrested him. So very sad. I mean, listen, people are human. These guys they are some of our finest, but they're human. You know, they went out, they were partying, and in this day and age, you got to make sure, you know, if you're gonna do drugs, you got to make sure you know your person, your contact. We recommend you don't do them, but this is what happens. Everything is laced nowadays with this fentanyl garbage. So let's pray for full recoveries for all these young men. I'm just seeing if anybody. No, it just says right now they're all in the hospital on ventilators. It's crazy. Make one mistake, and I mean your life. You're on a ventilator, praying. People praying for recovery. Just one mistake, and these are, like I said, these are some of the finest men and women. In this particular case, men out there. West Point, a prestigious institution where some of our future military leaders and world leaders, business leaders, come out of. But they are human, and you know, to say, oh, they're horrible people because they did cocaine. I'm not advocating the use of drugs, especially cocaine. But I will say in their defense that these are, like I said, humans, make mistakes, and very good quality people most of the time going to West Point. Talk about, like, you know, West Point graduating. Did you see one of the world's deadliest snipers? I mean, you go to West Point, you're going to learn, you're definitely going to fire a gun here and there. But a former Canadian soldier known as one of the world's most deadliest snipers has arrived in Ukraine to help the Ukrainian army. He's a former sniper with the Royal Canadian 22nd Regiment who previously fought in the Afghanistan War. He has a kill distance over 2 miles, and he's again known as one of the world's deadliest snipers. So Ukraine, it's still going on. They're putting up a fight, and they have not backed down at all. They've actually caused a lot of damage to not just military equipment, but dead lives are adding up on the Russian as well as the Ukrainian side, but on the Russian side. And a lot of people from all across the globe have volunteered their services and their life to go over there and fight for this cause. And now they have a sniper who is considered one of the best to help them, you know, in their efforts of stopping the Soviet military. Good stuff. I'm very impressed how Ukraine has been able to rally the normal citizen. I mean, these people aren't, this guy's not, he's a normal person like you and I. I mean, he has a home, a family probably, but his skill level and what he's meant to do is what he's doing now, going out there and just shooting, killing people. And Ukraine has been able to rally the troops, not just theirs, to fight fiercely and in defense of their native land, but also to get former and current military personnel from other nations to go over there and fight for them. That's quite a statement. Obviously because I made it, but also obviously because Ukraine is doing many things that it's going to take to win this war. Not just going, David versus Goliath mode, but they're doing a lot of things, unconventional and conventional, to steer Russia away, turn them back, putting up the fight of their lives. Really, it's quite impressive to see what's going on over there. I don't think anybody expected this, but now we're in the midst of it, I think nothing less, and I'm sure everybody thinks the same, that Ukraine has a great chance to have Russia somehow, some way declare victory, that everything has been met, whatever the goals were have been met, and now it's time to pull out and go back to their motherland. But in reality, we'll know that Ukraine has defended their land and sent them home, the Russians, with their heads between their legs. All right, we're coming up to 4 o'clock. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. Coming up at 4:20. We got a lot to talk about. Get your popcorn ready. Wilbur! Everybody loves Wilbur. We'll be right back.
AM 1700 WRCR Haverstraw.
Parkinson's is one of the fastest growing diseases in the world, with over 1 million people in the United States and over 60,000 diagnosed each year. Hi, I'm Susan Lust, co-director of the Parkinson's Wellness Project and host of Learn to Move, Move to Learn. On March 15th, our show will feature Dr. Shannon O'Neill, licensed psychologist with the Mount Sinai Health System. We will discuss the impact of chronic health and emotions on your mental health. Join us. Your calls and questions are welcome on Learn to Move, Move to Learn, March 15th at 9:30 a.m. A portion of this show is made possible by support from Acadia Pharmaceutical. To learn more about PWP, visit our website at parkinsonswellnessproject.org.
Running out of faith? Then stop by for a service. Don't forget to tune in to Faith Unscripted, a brand new show dealing with the big questions about God, faith, and you. Hosted by Clarkstown Reformed Church's own Pastor Rich. Every Tuesday at 10 a.m. only on WRCR, AM 1700.
Monday, March 14th, 2022. I'm Jeff Lewis with your WRCR News. New York State Police from Haverstraw and Monroe say one was killed in a one-car crash Saturday morning on the Palisades Parkway near exit 10 northbound. Police say the accident occurred around 11:20 with the car's lone occupant declared dead at the scene. Police say weather appears to be the cause of the crash. This is an ongoing investigation. State Police are asking anyone who may have witnessed the crash or observed the vehicle, a white Tesla with New Jersey plates traveling north on the Parkway. If they saw that prior to the crash, please contact investigator Eric Haight at the Haverstraw Bureau of Criminal Investigation, 845-364-9424. The Rockland County Office of Buildings and Codes is investigating at least 19 violations by Elegant Party Rental at 35 Commerce Street in Spring Valley, stemming from possibly illegal construction. A complaint filed with the office led to the discovery of two shed-like structures that were possibly illegally built on the back end of neighboring commercial properties. Meanwhile, Rockland County Executive Ed Day says it's too early to tell yet if the Wednesday fire at a Spring Valley apartment building itself had any code violations.
We don't have cause and origin yet, so I really don't want to, I don't want to comment on that at this point because, it will be premature, obviously. So we're just going to wait to see what the facts are and respond appropriately. And if there's culpability or responsibility needs to be borne out, we will do everything we can to make sure that occurs.
The fire remains under investigation. Day says the illegally constructed sheds cannot be used or occupied. The owner must apply to the Spring Valley Zoning Board of Appeals for a variance. Now, if approved, the owner would then need to reapply for building permits at the County Office of Building and Codes and then have the structures inspected to ensure they fully comply with New York's various codes. Last week marked 2 years since lockdowns began at the beginning of the COVID pandemic. Many businesses have struggled. Some were unable to survive. But restaurants like Marcello's Ristorante of Suffern did. And while it wasn't easy, Marcello looks at the situation's few bright sides.
It was really, really, really a strange time. For the first time in my life, I was able to eat home. That was the only good thing. At 7 o'clock, we did all the takeout. And then at 7 o'clock, I was taking the food home and then eat, with my wife and my kids.
COVID, meanwhile, hasn't gone away entirely, though the numbers are holding pretty steady. Since last Wednesday, we've seen the total number of deaths in Rockland go up to 1,165. That's up 1. We've got 9 hospitalized with coronavirus. That's also up 1. And the total number of active cases is at 275. That's up 8. A proposed rezoning plan for the so-called Northeast Corridor in the town of Ramapo will go before residents in a Zoom meeting tomorrow night. Ramapo Supervisor Michael Speck says the proposed rezoning for a mostly rural section of town eliminates development along Route 45 and excludes the town's two highest density housing zones, but does allow for increased business and residential development on New Hempstead Road and Route 202.
We've been planning to have the planned unit development, which is a flexible zone for lots that are 20 acres or larger, that would allow somebody to come to the town board first, present the plan, and then if approved, go to the planning board. It would allow flexibility, but there'd be various parameters put into place that the board would have to look at in terms of screening, traffic issues, parking issues, open space issues, things like that, aesthetic issues.
The plan also allows for a potentially large townhouse project at the former Minnesiongo Golf Club. That site off Pomona Road and Camp Hill Road near the Boulders Ballpark. Spec says the public hearing on the final generic environmental impact statement is scheduled via Zoom for tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Residents can also send their comments to the Ramapo Town Clerk's office. We have a link to the Zoom meeting and other details in this news article on our website. I'm Jeff Lewis with your WRCR News. The weather's up next. The good starts at 2, and it's Clem in the PM at 3. For more news and breaking stories, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website, WRCR.com.
Now let's take a look at the road and Hudson Valley traffic.
Good afternoon. Delays in Scarsdale are on the Hutch northbound from Weaver Street to Mamaroneck Road. 287 has delays westbound from Route 22 to routes 119 and 100. And then we have a crash reported on 9A southbound just near Route 134. Across the Tappan Zee Bridge, a little bit of volume building. Looks like it's a pretty good ride on 84 across the Newburgh Beacon Bridge, Poughkeepsie Mid-Hudson. No problems. This report sponsored by Taco Bell. You could live in a time loop where every day is Friday and boldly seasoned Mexican spiced nacho fries with warm nacho cheese sauce never leave the menu. But you don't have to. Nacho fries are back. Get them today, the next day, and the day after that at participating Taco Bell locations near you for a limited time only. From the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm Amy Salerno.
Weather for tonight, mostly cloudy with the low around 37 degrees. For Tuesday, partly sunny with a high near 61 degrees. For Tuesday night, partly cloudy with the low around 40. For Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 62 degrees. For Thursday, a 30% chance of rain, otherwise mostly cloudy with a high near 61. And for Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 70 degrees. That's the weather forecast. For WRCR, I'm Kevin Thomas.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 55.
The following program is furnished by its producer, host, and sponsors.
Welcome back, Clemaniacs. This is Kevin Thomas, and you are listening to the second hour of Clem in the PM. Here's your host, Pete Clemente.
Alrighty. We're back. Wow, March, it's crazy. Half of March is almost over. Do you understand that 25% of the year is done? How quick did that go? The years just fly on by. Some days drag. I mean, really, days drag, weeks drag, but the years, they just fly on by. Alrighty, March 14th, 2022. Just about to St. Patty's Day, almost. But today, on the 14th day of March, we shall celebrate your birthday. That's right. A very festive day because it's your birthday. A day of celebration because it's your birthday. A day to dance, to sing, to clamor in happiness because it's your birthday. The day you were brought into this world. And someone said, that's my pride and joy right there. And today, many years later, you are the pride and joy of somebody. Maybe many people. And I'm glad. And I wish you a happy birthday today. Birthday filled with love and all that good stuff. A year filled with happiness, growth, joy, all of it. I want it all for you. I want you to have the best year ever. And then some. I'm not even saying, and I want the gravy on top of it for you, okay? Let's make this year the superbest year ever. Now, I don't know if you knew this. I'm not sure if you did, but you celebrate your birthday with these famous people. Now, right off the bat, we're going Steph Curry. Maybe one of the greatest shooters ever. Maybe ever. The greatest shooter ever in the NBA. I don't know. But he's a damn good shooter. I know that. 34. He's got some strange relationship with his wife, though. But who am I to say what's strange and not strange? If it works for you, great. Albert Einstein. A genius. I mean, he looks like a madman. But Albert Einstein, he's iconic. He's a physicist who formulated the theory of relativity and the mass energy equivalence formula. Has anybody used that lately, by the way? I'm just curious. I mean, I know this guy's a genius, but has anybody used the mass energy equivalence formula? We probably use it without knowing it, I would assume, right? I mean, it has to be in use for this guy to still be considered one of the greatest geniuses ever. I don't know if I've ever used the theory of relativity. Maybe I have. But Albert Einstein, a sheer genius, passed away in 1955. Not too long ago. I mean, if you think about it. I mean, not too long ago. Simone Biles, famous gymnast, won 4 gold medals in the 2016 Olympics. Did she perform at these most recent ones? I don't know. I don't follow the Olympics anymore. All right, as we move down, famous birthday list. We started out good. Now we're on a little bit of a... Oh boy. Social media. Oh my God. All right. Now, we started strong. I thought it was going to be a busy day for famous birthdays. Michael Caine. He's had a career that spanned over 50 years. The Cider House Rules, The Italian Job, Get Carter, Kingsman, The Secret Service, and The Prestige. He played in the Dark Knight trilogy, Alfred Pennyworth. Did you know this, though? Did you know this about Michael Caine? That he served in the Korean War for the British Army? Did you know that? These are the things you find out here. I just want you to know that. Like now, around the table, Thanksgiving, someone's talking about a Michael Caine movie. You say, hey, did you know he served in the Korean War for the British Army? And can you pass the gravy? Thank you. All righty, let's see. Who else is in famous birthdays? Celebrating with you. Oh, Billy Crystal. Everybody loves Billy Crystal. Let's see. I mean, Slickers, City Slickers, Forget Paris, Analyze This. Billy Crystal. Who doesn't love Billy Crystal? I mean, we love Billy Crystal. Everybody loves Billy Crystal. Happy birthday, Billy Crystal. Sometimes I get him confused. Like Billy Crystal, Billy Joel. Crystal meth, I don't know. Like I get all that stuff confused. Billy Joel, meth, Billy Crystal, I don't know. Like I just confusing. One of the greatest, if not the greatest producer ever, Quincy Jones. I was listening, my wife and I, we were in the dark in our bedroom, doing what husband and wives do. And I said, Alexa, play Quincy Jones in the garden. And she said, Quincy Jones in the garden, MCM, whatever she said. Wow. I mean, Quincy Jones, We Are the World, right? We Are the World. Wasn't he behind that? Michael Jackson, I mean...
yeah, I believe he was.
Michael Jackson, you couldn't have had an album without Quincy Jones on there. At least a couple of songs, if not all the albums. Ooh, when Michael Jackson had that stretch in the 80s, I mean, Quincy Jackson was waving his magic wand on all those albums. Yes, the Quincy Jones, 89 years old. Oof, man, you share your birthday with Quincy Jones. You didn't know Billy Crystal. What else? That's it. So good stuff. We start strong. We finish strong. What national day is it today? I can't believe that it's almost the end of March. Well, which is my birthday. But really, these months are just flying by. All right. National Napping Day. Funny thing is, I don't take naps that much. But I came home today and I took a nap. I was so dang tired. I came home and I took a nap. It recognizes our need following the return of daylight saving time. Not only encourage a nap, it reminds us that there's no shame in taking one either. While preparing for the time, they're saying that your clock is a little thrown off with this daylight saving time. I don't know what it is. I just think I had too many beers this week and didn't sleep. So, National Napping Time, National Children's Craft Day. Talk about children's craft. Going through my mom's stuff, one of my daughters made a menorah when she was little. Beautiful menorah, beautiful. I can't wait to actually put it to use. Each year, National Children's Craft Day on March 14th unleashes a boost of creative energy right in the middle of National Craft Month. The day celebrates crafting with children. By opening children's eyes to the world of crafts, we spark their imagination, and from there, the possibilities are endless. Oh, yeah, of course. Let them imagine what they can do with Legos, right? And then when you wake up in the middle of the night to go get something to eat and you step on one, imagine all hell breaking loose. It's National Potato Chip Day. What's your favorite chip? I mean, like... You like barbecue, sour cream and onion, cheddar, bacon? Like what chip do you like? You like a smooth chip, or you like the rigid chip? Plain chip or the flavored chip? Salt and vinegar? Or no salt at all? Maybe you're watching your what's that called? Your blood pressure, whatever it is you're watching. But it's national. I love potato chips. I do. I love it. The other day, I like potato chips on my bagel and cream cheese. Taking me back to junior high school, even earlier. The bagel and cream cheese with barbecue potato chips. It was a trend to this day. I still do it, and I did the other day. I was at Nyack Bagels. What better place? Oh, no, I apologize. Let me take that back. I apologize. I was at Zimmy Bagels, just as good, if not better. Bagel with cream cheese and barbecue potato chips. So what else is it today? It's National Write Your Story every day. Every day. It's a new page. Let me tell you something. Today's page might suck. Today's page is the worst. But tomorrow you start fresh. You take that pen and you start scripting yourself a great day and take it into the next day and the next day. All right? You do that. National Learn About Butterflies Day. I did early on in my life. My mom and dad had a lot of deaf friends, and I used to have to go to all their houses. And they had a friend, Guy and Audrey Abrams. I told you, he had a stroke. And my mom would always say half face, because like half his body had a stroke. So she'd be like, we're going to half face's house. Before he had a stroke, these people, their house was, it was beautiful. They had all these cool rocks, but they also had these butterflies, like butterflies inside, like glass. Butterflies everywhere, like butterfly. Yes! All hail, Matt checking in from St. Louis. Yes! They had butterflies, like, in plaques, in like glass structure, like these glass silhouette things. What happened? What do you mean I'm offline? How did I get offline? What kind of nonsense is that? All right. So I learned about butterflies there because I used to say, what's going on? Oh, that's butterfly. And I learned about the butterfly that if they're too slow, they're going to end up squashed in a piece of glass. All right. So I felt for the butterfly. It's National Pie Day. Now, let's go to this. National Pie Day. Pi is the ratio between the circumference of a circle and its diameter. While the idea of pi has been known for nearly 4,000 years, accurately calculating it has been something of slightly more recent mathematical development. By 2000 BC, the Egyptians and Babylonians accurately used the constant to build. Mathematicians such as all calculated pi by various methods. However, in 1706, Welsh mathematician William Jones introduced the Greek letter to represent the ratio of a circle's circumference, pi. Pi, celebrate the day with a slice of pie. Discuss the significance of pi. Look for 3.14 in unexpected places. For example, prices, streets, all that good stuff. And eat pie. Today is the day where you eat pie also. So eat pie. All right, I like Pi Day. I didn't know that I thought it was just this nonsense about 3.14, but we could also eat pie. All right, let's take a quick break. We got our man covered.
Or dangerous trees to ensure that your family is safe during winter storms. Call us at 845-354-3400 or visit us on the web at wixarborist.com. Set up treatment programs now for your trees, shrubs, lawn, or to help control deer ticks, mosquitoes, or poison ivy. We can also help manage those pesky deer that eat your valuable plants. Contact us now before the busy spring season begins. Like us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or visit us at wixarborist.com. Call now, 845-354-3400. Wix Arborist, where your property is.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I